If you don't a great mindset, you can't build a product on based on R&D.
In my mind, I had that confidence that I'm creating the great platform. We were always focusing only on R&D. We never had budgets for marketing or sales. But then we suddenly got this $7 million contract. We made a lot of profit.
So any disadvantage you faced, like when you have started this software kind of industry from India and you're selling to abroad?
The disadvantage is not as such Indian word here. The disadvantage is more in terms of whether the product will be.
Only one disadvantage in B2B companies is that like if management says your product can be replaced any point of time.
Exactly. And there are people who will come with their own preferences of their vendors and all that.
AI is creating more jobs or it's a market disruption?
This is a disruption of next kind. Definitely it will take away a lot of jobs, but it will start increasing the consumption 100x. There will be a lot of entrepreneurs, there will be a lot of small shops, there will be a lot of consultants dominated by people who understand this technology.
Right, future is going to be very tough after 3 years. So Avin sir, welcome to the Founder's Dream sir.
Thank you.
How are you today?
I'm doing absolutely fine. How are you?
All super sir. So this podcast is all about some AI kind of thing because it's a buzz area as of now in today's era. So sir, Avin sir, I want to know about yourself, like what you were doing, how you get into the AI world.
I'm a IIT BHU pass out of 95 batch, so it's almost like 30 years. And initially I went to BHEL Bhopal, did a stint for a couple of years, thought that I'll become an IAS officer, but then thought of coming to the software and then join Infosys. I worked there for three and a half years and then joined a very small company, which helped me in getting through business objects. So business objects, you can say that was the first or the topmost business intelligence type of a company, which was in like 2002 to 2008-9. I was part of it. And I started a consulting company because business objects got acquired by SAP. Then I thought that I'm doing consulting in India and a lot of outside India division. And there was a desire to create a platform, and then that's why we created this BDB.ai. So when we started, it was more like a data analytics platform. And then slowly, as the technology kept on improving and the real-time analytics started coming into picture, and then image analytics, video analytics, and then eventually now the LLM-based AI and Agentic AI.
But how many years you worked in Infosys and SAP, I think, right?
Yeah, so Infosys 3.5 years, not much. But in case of SAP, because it was not SAP, it was basically business objects which got acquired by SAP. So there I worked 7 years. And then 3 years I worked for Nest Technologies as well.
So handsome experience you have. After that, in 2008, you started.
I started in 2008.
What kind of technology was there in 2008? AI
Same
technology,
business. It's like data analytics.
data analytics. So can you more elaborate about it? Like in 2008, I think there was a recession period. 2008,
So
9, 10, right?
so that's the fun part of it, because when techies start companies, they start on their gut, but they do not know the market. So I had a real tough time because from the fabric itself, I'm not a businessman, correct? So, but I was very passionate about consulting and very passionate about business intelligence, because we thought that we are some of the best professionals. So there were like 7 people from business objects who were there with me. So we all started it together, and we were doing quite okay. And so, in fact, SAP themselves gave us a large contract, and then they suddenly took it away because of their internal management change. And at that time, I thought that this is not a way to spend your life or your prime in trying to serve a company which can make a decision like this. So then we had a internal discussion that can we create a platform ourselves. So obviously, since we were a non-funded organization as such, So everybody said this is a stupidity, correct? So creating a platform means what? Because we knew that this is a complex technology, requires multiple years, and how do we feed ourselves and all that. So there was almost like 50-50. So there were a couple of guys, like my co-founder, he was very enterprising and he said, no, no, let's do create a platform itself. Why to keep on serving market like this? So eventually we said that okay, let's go with the flow and then try to create a platform, because there is a very clear need of it, and we could see the market, we could see uh, the evolution that is going to happen in the data analytics world, and that's why we started.
No, you're talking about business intelligence, right? So I just want to know, in any company, like how important is business intelligence is there?
See, business intelligence is basically, if you see, uh, every event is every event in an organization, correct, is a row in a table, correct. So like for you, for example, you have a marketing company, so you have customers. So whatever marketing customers, whatever transaction you are having, you have stored it, kept it there, and now you have information also. Now to unearth the intelligence from that is roughly a business intelligence. And now, if you wanted to unearth that intelligence from it on a real time basis, so then it will require a certain kind of an analytics. And if you can predict it also. So, for example, you can just predict it on the basis of how much of business I'm going to get from Bangalore for, let's say, media marketing, or from US for a hospital. A new hospital is coming from a US company in India or Bangalore, and then what kind of a marketing I will be expecting. So these kind of a patterns, if you are able to create it, that is called your real analytics, correct? And once you start putting models, and those models starts training automatically, then you will start seeing machine learning. And once the complexity of the business is handled directly by them, by the models, then it is called deep learning. And once, in case of deep learning also, when you are able to um, accumulate the knowledge around that subject from the entire world and start suggesting something, then we are getting into the large language models, and then we are saying AI. So now to the this AI itself, you can give instructions like an agent. So like a small robotic type of a framework where you will say, okay, please take care of this. If this happens, please pass on to the other agent and do this. So the business workflows where agents are talking to each other, that is called agentic AI. And then eventually where it will lead to is artificial general intelligence, where AGI will be as smart as one of the smartest person in the planet. So that completes the entire stack.
I got it. So in 2008, you have started your company, right? Now, so how much time it took to build the entire framework, and how you got your first client over that time?
So, okay, so 2008, since we were doing consulting on SAP Business Objects. So, SAP Business Objects is, let's say, a business intelligence tool itself. So, we were like big experts because we came from the R&D part of this. So it took us only 1 month to get the first customer where, so there was one customer who was not able to do the implementation for few months for some customer, and then somebody told to him that, we people have started and then we are coming from the R&D lab, so we will be able to solve it. And then I did my first consulting project with him on a fixed bid basis. So he was like excited, okay, how come somebody is doing a fixed bid? And I sent my expert there, and then he solved that in half a day. So he got a shock of his life that how this is what we were trying to solve for few months. But since we coming from R&D, so we knew it how to solve it.
Now I got it. From 2008 to till what time you have done this?
2008 to, you can say, that 2014 end, I did this, and then 2015 I started my product company. So we were doing a lot of experimentations with that. So it's not that I have not done any experimentation earlier, but so the technology was changing in a very big way because uh, we used to do something in Flex. All the products visualization were in Flex, but Steve Jobs at that time decided to go for HTML5. So Flex was like almost done. So then we had to think of writing our entire product suite into HTML5. So it was a tough bet, and then the architectures were evolving. So we used to call it as a microservices based architecture, and then so we formalized architecture in 2014, and then we said, okay, now we are not going to do the consulting thing, so let's start a new company, and then we could convince some customers and all that. So we ran both the companies parallelly, but we started like fresh in 2015, where our chief architect, he started writing the proper code using the microservices based architecture, and then we started putting things together, and we had to say a lot of no to consulting work which was coming on business objects SAP. So it's like saying no to money was not that easy, but then we thought, okay, this is what we want to do. But then a lot of my consulting people, they kept on leaving us because they thought that their career is safer in business object side. So that was a tough decision, but in so basically businessman will be doing decisions which is more business oriented. People of R&D kind will take a decision which is more emotional, but more of creating something. Not safer, I'll say. Thinking of creating a platform was like a suicide, correct?
Right, right, right. But in 2015, it's absolutely correct. I think nowadays, though, I think everybody is creating platform, and anybody can create a platform like AI.
Yeah, so using AI technologies, people are creating platforms. But again, you have to understand the risk around it. So, for example, you have taken a NVIDIA chip, and then on top of that, you have used an OpenAI or Chat GPT software, and then on top of this, you are trying to build your platform. Your base is not right. Anything happens to NVIDIA or OpenAI, it's gone. Correct? And you will see thousands of companies will be gone in next 3 years because they are just a wrapper on top of somebody else R&D. Correct? So if you have to really write a platform, you have to write platform on open technology which will not change for next 50 years or 100 years also.
The base should be very strong for that.
So it will
Otherwise,
take
it
time.
can get collapsed in few years.
Yeah. So for example, you can just see that 2 days back, Builder.ai got bankrupt. So 500 million gone in thin air. So, and but most of the time, investors also don't understand it. Market also don't understand it. That on what technology? Because something which is being created very fast, there is a very good chance of, it's yeah. Because even OpenAI has not been done in last 3 years because most of the people are wrong. It started in 2012. So any company or any platform which is able to make waves today must be around 8 to 10 years or more old. So what happens is it's not that platforms get old. We have to keep on modifying our technology and keep on using the latest versions of the open source also to keep on having a modern stack.
Right. So, did you build this BDB, right?
BDB
BDB.ai to
platform,
build
yes.
to solve any kind of particular problem or to just build money?
I will say that it is more of a passion because when I was part of business objects, so I went to Paris and I was there for a couple of years. And in business objects, we all used to try to create an end-to-end data analytics platform. So that so even our bosses, the French boss used to say that when we could not build the end-to-end data analytics platform of the depth I wanted to create and all that. So that I think that desire transpired inside me, and then I thought, can we create an end-to-end data analytics platform? So that was the main aim, to create this end-to-end data analytics platform. Means it will do everything with your data till you can get simple reports and dashboards. And nowadays we call it as agents automatically. So I think BDB is the only company ever in the world who has created end-to-end stack from a normal data ingestion, data orchestration, data science, data visualization, agentic AI, everything all together in one platform by one team. So there are multiple companies who are possibly having more feature than us, bigger than us. But at certain point of a time, because they got a lot of investment, they had to acquire other companies, and then they try to integrate those acquisition companies. That's why the platform that we have written, it cannot be compared or it cannot be beaten in terms of quality and delivery and price.
But how you made it possible? Because it's an entrepreneur journey, right? And you need so many funds, and you are bootstrapped. How it happened?
So it has been a very tough journey. So I have not talked much about it till now, but it has been very tough. So what we used to do in the initial, and then when I used to talk to our co-founder, and he's the main guy who has written the technology, correct? So his name is Anoop, and I keep on discussing with him. So I used to say what has to happen, and he used to decide how it has to happen, correct? That's the role of a CEO and CTO or a chief architect. So I told him that we have to keep on earning money also, because the problem is we could have taken investment, but taking investment itself is time taking thing. Second is for what you are taking investment. Correct? So you're not taking investment for a buzzword. You are taking investment to create a data analytics platform. People will say you are gone crazy, correct? Because there were a lot of data analytics platforms were there even at that time, and Microsoft had, Oracle had it, SAP had it, correct? So they will say, This is a crazy idea. So what are you trying to do?" And even then, we started engaging Gartner also, and they also said, "What is this end-to-end data analytics platform?" And I told them that in next 5 years, even you will be talking about end-to-end data analytics platform. This was way back in 2016, 17. Long story short, so we thought that, let's try to get some kind of a customer and keep on serving them and then keep on feeding the team. And then luckily in 2015 itself, we started making a lot of education customers. So one of our partners used to give us a lot of education customers, and we could get one retail customer also. So although the life was tough, but we started getting the customer from beginning of 2015 itself. So there was just enough to survive, and then we started getting into the loans and trouble part. But the thing is, whenever we used to get into a certain level of trouble, we used to get a big contract.
It's a God grace or what?
God's grace. So yeah, I think in 2016 and we got a $5 million contract.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was a big contract very early at that time. So that kept on giving us funds for next 2 years. Then again, we lost that contract because that contract was supposed to be of $5 million only. To be fair. But then we thought, okay, we thought that we will start getting more customers, but we didn't got it, and we kept on improving our platform. So our focus has been always like focus on the platform features, because it's an extremely competitive space, but at the same time try to get some contract or a big contract in such a way that it will be a easy money and we can grow our platform also. So we were not like a business, we were more like an R&D shop which used to look for funding from these projects. But that used to suck some of our energy, but at the same time it used to give us a lot of good feedback in terms of where our platform is. So first contract we got it on the school side. So our platform was not matured, to be frank enough, at that time. But we still got that contract because we did a lot of great things around school education analytics. So we had a very strong team on education analytics. We still have. But then we try to sold our technology into the K-12 space, and then we rebought it. So there are a lot of tough situations we had to face. Um, but yes, then came the even tougher aspect of our life, because we were like out of money. And the thing is, in our technology, we had to always hire people, and so we used to hire people who have not got the jobs in the top companies. Correct. But we used to hire really good people and train them very hard. Very hard, we used to train them. But in 1 or 2 years, their market value becomes like, if we are giving them X, they were getting easily 3x to 4x because of the technology on which they were working. And they were basically interacting with our chief architect, who is one of the greatest guy on technology. So when these kids will go and start giving interviews, they will look like, oh my God, this. And some of them really picked it up. And then some of them actually worked for 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years also. But we kept on losing, people on a regular basis, because see what happens is, at your home, when you go and tell that I'm getting 10K here and I'm getting 25 here, then parents will say, oh, it's time for you to get married. So you'll get a better girl if you are at 25, correct? And similarly, once you are married, then wives will say, no, no, we need more money. So that's a normal progression, correct? So we kept on losing people also. We kept on hiring. So this was like this is this is like a normal day-to-day life for you. So it gives a lot of pain to a founder. But this is something which nobody will be able to understand. But there's no other way also. There's no other way. So because its platform is not something which you will be able to make it in 3 years. So you will always think you will make it in 3 years, but believe me, at the end of 3 years, you will see the market has gone to certain level, and then you will start catching it up. But in our case, we were so much R&D focused that our platform is always on the level of the market. So if I show you our platform, uh, and I remove our name, you will not be able to make out it's an Indian company or it is the best US company. Yeah, it is that level.
Founder's journey is always a lonely journey. Always.
Yeah. So I had my team with me, yes. But so see, so here comes the more difficult part. So three times in my life, I lost 75% of the business because of the client's situation, correct? So like first contract was there, they said that in 18 months, we will completely segregate it out. Then the second one we did for one very large automobile company in Europe. That was a $7 million contract. Suddenly, their management change happened, and then they also decided to take it away. First was SAP itself. Their SAP management change happened, and then suddenly I lost my contract. So at that time, I made a critical decision of creating a platform. In the second one, I continued to create the platform. Third one was even tougher because we did a great job for that automobile company by reducing their expense by 80%. But because of the war, because of their situation, because of their internal politics, we lost that also. Then we said that, okay, now we are at certain level where we need to don't focus on getting a large contract. Let's start getting small contracts and keep on running the organization in a way where we will be able to sustain. Because these three impacts were like such, and as I said, I'm not a businessman. I'm more of a R&D guy. And then I kept on talking to myself that what should I do? Because it's not the people's mistake that I lost the contract. Correct? They were kept on doing good job. So I didn't fire people. So now when you are not firing people and then your cost is like at one point of time for 2 years, my earning was only 20% of my cost. So 80% was the cost. So I virtually took all kind of loans, everything. But in my mind, I had that confidence that I'm creating the great platform. So that platform will always save me. But it started taking toll of its own kind. People started leaving because you will not be able to pay them salaries on time. At the same time, they are seeing that you are not able to close businesses. But we were always focusing only on R&D. We never had budgets for marketing or sales and all that. So, and a platform from India, there was a lot of resistance from people. But then we suddenly got this $7 million contract. We made a lot of profit. Then again, we were in plus amount of money. But then again, we lost it. Then again, I didn't fired people. So maybe your spirituality or maybe your non-business attitude affects a lot, but eventually that will affect your family, your health, people's family also, because I'm not the alone. I have some of the other founders also, so it started affecting them also. So eventually now we have reached to a stage where we can run the show smoothly, but we still don't fire people. So today, if you say if I wanted to improve my profitability, I can make it 3x, 4x easily. But then I will have to fire people. So that is something which doesn't go along in my ecosystem. So I prefer to now get a large investment and really compete, or be part of a larger organization and really compete in this space, because that platform is ready.
I mean, sir, to create a platform with R&D, it's required a lot of strong mindset.
Yep.
If you have don't a great mindset, you can't build a product on based on R&D. Other than buying and taking some product and selling some product, it's very easy job. But R&D based product, I think it's a very toughest job in the world.
Yeah. So somebody explained it to me that writing a platform is the toughest thing, and without funds, it's going to be very tough. But still, on your journey, what happens is, first of all, most important is the people along with you. And I don't know, I'm that type of a crazy guy who once set up foot forward, don't take it back. So I said, anyway, this is because, see, as a human being, we generally, either we are intelligent or we are stupid, correct? So intelligent people will find out a way. Stupid people will be ready to lose everything for some mission, because, so my inside call was that we have to make this product. Whatever happens, it doesn't matter. So we have to make this product, and whoever is part of this journey will automatically will get rewarded at
Mm.
right time. It is up to their patience level, or it is up to their internal satisfaction level. And I've seen that there are a lot of people who would have left us in between also. They have not done anything great. And people who have stayed with me, so there are almost like 25, 30 people in this organization who are more than 7, 8 years with me, and more than 10 people who are there from last 14, 15 years,
Right.
with us,
Who stayed longer?
who stayed till now, and it's like a mission for them also in life. And I hope that in next couple of years it will be proved that this is a mission worth following, because even if I die today, I will have that kind of a satisfaction to build a kind of a platform. So it's like you're not run away from the difficulties, correct? And you eventually created something which will be used. I know that very well.
So any disadvantage you faced like when you have started the software kind of industry from India and you are selling to abroad?
Yeah,
Any
it
tag
was a,
is Indian product, we will not buy the Indian product. What kind of disadvantage you faced?
see, yeah, you're absolutely right. The disadvantage is not as such Indian word here. The disadvantage is more in terms of whether the product will be that matured or not. Because they look at it, so we are the people who are not doing marketing and sales. We are not speaking flashy English. We do not have our presentations of that level. But the product is good. So, um, so we had most of the difficulty selling that in India itself. But Indian people used to come, they used to use us, they used to give us data, they used to test everything, but they never used to give contract. That also I understood. So I used to do a lot of projects free for them, because it was like I'm testing my platform. So it was very clear in my mind that whatever I will try in India, they is not going to give contracts. But in Western world, there are companies and there are CIOs who are very point blanks, and they have capability to understand whether you will be able to deliver it or not. Although it takes a lot of time to convince them, but they are very fair in their mind, and they used to give a challenge that you do this. Like in terms of that car company I am talking about, I'm not naming them, but they are one of the largest in the world. So they gave us the data of 50,000 connected cars, and then said, create an analytics on top of this. I should be able to see end to end. If you're saying this is an end to end platform, do it end to end. and we actually got the contract.
Wow.
Okay, and the other competitors was number one and number two of the world. And when we saw later at a later point of time when they declared us, they decided to show us the report, we got A plus in that, and the others got A and A minus. So they had the guts to give such a big contract to us. But at the same time, when their management changed, they come there come a person from, let's say, Africa, and he will have that kind of a notion how an Indian company can control my entire data analytics. So, and then war was there, so budgets was less, and then they took their own decisions.
Only one disadvantage in B2B companies that like if management change, your product can be replaced any point of time.
Exactly. And there are people who will come with their own preferences of their vendors and all that. So it's a very tough world without marketing budgets, without funding. And one thing also I wanted to tell you, that if, let's say, I would have taken funding earlier, then I would have been in the race of executing the projects and would not be able to develop these kind of platform, this level of platform what it is today. So it would have never reached to this scale, because I've seen that. I am not naming companies, but there are some big companies name you are seeing in the analytics world today, but they were also trying to create platforms, but they could not do it because founder said no, sell Microsoft technology, do this. So you focus on writing your own models only, don't work on the platform. So platform wise, I don't think so there is any platform from India, and I don't call it as an Indian platform. It is just a normal platform which will work for every customer. So it's a proper horizontal. So you bring a school, or you bring a hospital, you bring a railway, you bring a government, you bring clinical trial, you bring oil and gas, all these type of customers we have.
Do you have partner to sell the product or you are selling by yourself?
See, so then again, partners also take advantage in a different way. So we do have some partners, like now we have started the partnership with Geo, where we are going to the colleges and then trying to sell a, a, a teaching program, or a AI lab to the kids, because we feel that their jobs, getting jobs is not going to be that easy. And then there are some bigger partners are there who are using our technology and integrating with their solution. So that is working very well. So that is helping us to feed ourselves. So you will get, and then there are small partners also who have built their entire organization on our platform. So now it is evolving, and I think after 10.0, which is coming next month, this is going to be a seriously a game changer in a way, because we have tried and tested it. Now we have to think of new ways of doing marketing or trying to get the funds, or be merged with some large company. We have to think of some method, and this is ready to compete at the topmost level.
I think you are an AI expert. One question is there. Key is, will AI is creating more jobs or it's a market disruption?
It's a market disruption, and it is a market disruption which we have not even understood or thought about. So if you look at what big guys are saying, uh, this is a disruption of next kind. So definitely it will take away a lot of jobs, but it will start increasing the consumption 100x. So because of that, there will be a lot of entrepreneurs, there will be a lot of small shops, there will be a lot of consultants dominated by people who understand this technology. So eventually, maybe there will be a 10 to 12 years period of tough things, but after that, it will become like a normal thing.
Right, right, right.
But the standards of the society will just grow up.
Let's say Corona, herd community will be created.
No, so I'll tell you, standards will increase. Is like there used to be a time where we used to stand in the line for half an hour, 1 hour to have a call, correct? And now everything is on your mobile. So the standards have gone up high. So similarly, for everything creative, everything, the standards will go very high. In 5, 10 years, we will have possibly AGI. So we will be having robots. So all your streets will be cleaned by them, roads will be made by them, infrastructure will be managed by them. So you can think of everywhere in the world, everything will improve, from housing to everything will get improved. But it will be controlled by a few people who have that kind of a technology, who understand that kind of a technology. So we have there is Agnipath coming. So those who will be able to cross it, they will have much better life. Those who will not be able to cross it will be tough. But we will not say that AI will reduce the number of jobs. Number of jobs or opportunity will increase. But a great guy will be equivalent to 10 to 12 developers of today's. So I keep on telling it to even my team also that 85% of you, I don't see 85% of today's engineers will be completing their 30 years career. It will not be possible.
What they will do there?
They have to find it out themselves. So Agnipath is there. So they will learn it. Automatically they will learn the AI. But they are not ready to learn now. They are sitting at home and then eating Swiggy Zomato food. But they will have to really see what the real world is.
Right. Future is going to be very tough now after 3 years.
Yeah, and skill upgrade is not, see, skill upgrade is not just, understanding the new technology and all that. Upgrade means you need to develop faith, trust, hardships, discipline, all of these kind of things inside you, along with the technology. So, unless you have not done all of it together, it's going to be a tough world.
Absolutely right, sir. Even I'm thinking about a lot. I'm thinking a lot about it day in day out.
Yeah, so it's good for people who are thinking about it. At least they will find out a way. Those who will not be thinking will be swayed away like a wind.
At any point of time, if somebody is starting a business, they required a co-founder. Absolutely right. Either today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Might, but the 90% case, we need to talk to somebody. Can a machine will become an AI, the co-founder?
Definitely, but it will happen mostly after AGI. So maybe after 7 8 years, you will see that machines will become, or a program will be a co-founder along with the person. That's what I was saying. So there will be a lot of entrepreneurs. There will be tremendous amount of entrepreneurs in the world, and then they will come up with great ideas. So, for example, I was saying that we wanted to teach to colleges in India uh, the AI part, because so that kids, at least if they can learn a basic AI while doing their graduation or engineering itself, they know at least how to use a data set or how to create something in that kind of a domain. So even if they don't get job, they will be able to create their own analytics package or workflow and then start their own organizations. A group of friends can come together and then start doing that. Although they will be preferred on the job also because they are skilled on the AI, but still it is going to get them a choice. So AI is going to be a very big help. And then I'll tell you, so we are talking not only in terms of technology and all that, correct? AI will be able to do everything. So, for example, uh, you are creating this podcast, you are creating this kind of videos. At present, it might take a 7 8 days time to mix, break, and all that. AI will be able to do that in few minutes or few hours, right, in certain amount of time. Because if you see, the new technology is able to write the code for 7 hours, 8 hours. So the moment it is 24/7, then you can just think of how much AI is going to help. And see, the another big thing which AI is or AGI is going to change is corruption will go away completely, because AGI will be able to read the thought of a human being. So think about people. So that's why I keep on saying it, that if you're just changing too many jobs for money, and after AGI comes and you say that no, I've changed the job because of something else, you're lying in front of AGI and they will be able to detect it. Correct? So you need to keep your house clean for the AGI to take over. Else you're out. Your resume itself will not get selected. Correct? And how much you have, how faithful you have been, how trustworthy you have been. you will not be able to answer. The moment you answer wrong, AGI will be able to understand or read your thought, and you're gone. So that's why I'm saying it is not only the skill level that will take you out of your job, but it is your real attitude, what you've shown at the time of difficulty. Correct? Like we say that, na, people who have done good karma only go to Swarg. So it is like that. So it's a filtering mechanism which is going to come from the AI side. So people should understand that these programs are going to be, see, nowadays we are writing agents, and believe me, the type of queries the agent is able to write, sometimes even I feel that how many people in my office can write this query now? It is going to that level. And then GPT, if you see, 5 has not come yet. So after June end, they'll come up with GPT 5. So in 2 3 years, it will be GPT 6 or 7. And I don't know, like maybe automatically a lot of things will be happening. But the only thing is now new kids who know vibe coding, they are able to produce the results very quickly. But still, what I've seen is the old people who understand the domain properly and understand the technology properly, they can create real magic. Believe me, I have seen the top player of my team creating an application in 2 days. What we used to create, let's say, in a month, few years back, and what we used to create in 6 months when I started my career. So this is where I can see the change, that what it used to take 6 months. And I kept on thinking about 1 month in the platform, and now we are able to do it in 2 days using our own platform. And I'm so hungry that I keep on saying that, can it happen in, in couple of hours? So that's the kind of hunger most of the technology innovation companies have, and they will be able to achieve it.
Just one simple example. I'm a non-tech guy, and now I want to hire a salesperson in my company. So I use ChatGPT. I told ChatGPT to create 3 tests. First test is sales test, ki how capable he is to sell. Second one is loyalty test, he will stay longer in the company or not. And third is live test like an interviewer, one to one questions, 3 4 questions. So I'm a non-tech guy, but I created an HTML file, 1 2 3 tested, and I have given the score. Ki just give the score if, because I want to know your mindset. Because if I how I can know your mindset, because once I will ask you more questions, you will answer it promptly, so I can quickly know what is in your mind. Will you stay in my company or not? Are you a good sales guy or not? Are you a team player or not? Like how, in any tough situation, what you will do? So all kind of questions I have created, 75 questions. I will start taking the test. Start recommended it. It's a, this guy can be trained. Not recommended. Not recommended at all. Highly trained guy. This particular person is just matching your mindset. You can hire him. I'm more confident now कि I am hiring a person with my gut feeling, my knowledge, and after that there is a top of that one guy is there who's telling me that acha, this guy is right or not.
So on the basis of what answers they are giving, you're feeding that data inside it, and then they're able to tell it. Yeah. So this is,
Very simple thing. Matlab it's helping me a lot.
yeah. So the thing is, when the AGI comes into picture, video monitoring and thought reading also, that will also happen. So see, we are not talking about only software and this. It will change the entire course of how humanity works.
Right.
So from politicians to government officials to bureaucracy, everybody is tested with AGI coming into picture. Everything will change.
Right. What leaders will do.
So it used to be like what it used to be there in the Sanatan Dharma in the earlier, where they are looking at who will be the king. King will be the most detached person, capable and detached. Correct? So that used to be the king.
Same era will come again.
Similar type of things will come again.
You just let me know top CXOs of Fortune 500 companies, what they are looking from their AI partners.
Yeah. So see, top CXOs, And when we are talking about Fortune 500, so they already have all the tools at their hand. They have all the tools at their hand. They have all the professionals that they are having with them. But still, they are not able to get the kind of information or the kind of data analytics or AI per se. Still, the need of our kind of a platforms are still there to implement it in such a way that doesn't cost her too much. So we have talked about AI, we have talked about a lot of things, but what is the cost? Because CXOs always keep on looking at how do I optimize my cost? How do I improve my workflow? Whether I will remain competitive in this world or not. Whether the smaller companies in this segment will come and start taking away my business or not. And this is what is going to happen. This is going to happen in a massive way because the entire world at present it is getting into a bias mode and all that. But if you see in 7 8 years, there will be so much of changes that's going to come in the world that the entire leadership is going to change. The entire thought process is going to change. And your capability to perform is the only thing on which you will be measured. And you will be given contracts, irrespective of whatever society, whatever region you belong to. Correct? Because there will be universal transactions of the money and all that. So, of, according to my understanding, the power of governments will go further down, and there will be a global leadership that will come up, and that kind of a global leadership will decide, let's go with the flow. Whoever is able to perform better should get the contracts, but at the same time, all the poor people will be taken care by that kind of a leadership. This is what my inside out feeling. So this is how the world or world economy is going to change. So, and those people who will not follow that uh, has to go through a path of Agnipath, as I said, which can be a bloodbath, which can be a learning, a very big learning is supposed to happen.
Correct, sir. But we are sitting in a very small room and talking about very big things after a few years, like after 5 or 7 years, AI will do this, and the maid will be replaced, the cook will be replaced, the photographer, videographer will be replaced, everybody will be replaced. But in India, 90% of people are still in rural areas, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5 cities, right? And tier 1, I think, how many people? 5, 6, 10 crore people are living. So, are we really selling the dreams, or it will really impact their life as well? As
100% it will impact their life. Because if you'll see in few years there should be see, once you n- are able to educate them and give them tools where they can also show their capability, you don't think people who are in villages will not be able to create great content or great tech or great manufacturing. Correct? Somebody who might be maybe more attached to their parents is not moving from village to this place, but might create a kind of a content which we cannot think of, because internet will be available everywhere. uh, Maybe there are a lot of rich farmers who have their kids. They will be able to buy flying cars. They go travel everywhere, meet, have conferences, and their house is full with video conferencing facilities and all that. So it is all about creating the abundance, and they will be the people who will be able to buy your robots and then get them on farming, and then they will do something else. So we don't know, when your weakness is going to become a strength. So technology is supposed to, and then you can see that, I have seen that there are people who are so creative, and they will not, nobody will listen to them. But the moment these kind of tools comes into their hand, they will be extremely creative, and the kind of content that they can create will just wonder you. We will say, oh, this is like my brother who cannot do anything, is my like some friend, but they might have that kind of a spark which will not come out in the current scenarios. So that's why I'm saying, from Hollywood to uh, everybody will get challenged, because the technology will give those kind of tools in the hand of everyone. So that's why it is not about your talent. It is not about knowing the technology. It is about how much capability you have to face adversities, still continue to do your job, and then create something.
Correct, correct, correct. Acha, Avin sir, like, what is your next project? Like, what you are building now?
No, so we this is a platform which is not, it's a never ending story. BDB.ai. So it's a data analytics AI platform. So that's why I said it has evolved where more agentic flow has started coming into picture. So our aim is to find more and more customers and start implementing it there. So for example, let's say in your marketing organization, if we implement this platform, it will start giving you much more intelligence, data analytics for you in terms of where you should invest, where you should not invest, what kind of a pattern things are there. So now you can create your own campaigns using the software itself. You don't need people to do all of that, correct?
Can you do that?
Yes. So it's already going to that stage. And this is now getting enhanced with the agentic AI. So you will be able to have different kind of an agents. For example, you can have a finance agent, you can have a sales agent, you can have a marketing agent. If you have all the data is collected about your organization, so you will be able to ask any financial question from that agent. And in itself, you will say, okay, which which market is showing me negative trend and why. So it will be able to give you that answer on your data. So that's how our platforms are upgrading to the next level. And what I've told you is like a very small thing, correct? But think about a very large company, as we are saying about CXOs of 500 Fortune 500 companies, the kind of data set they have, you will just wonder. Like I was talking to one bank and they were saying there are 245 different databases from last 25 years. So they used to have address field something else, and now their address field is something else, correct? So AI will not be able to, fix everything. So there will be a human in loop who will be, with the help of the AI, will correct all this data. And once this entire data is corrected, then the whole flow will happen. And this is what our platforms are going to do. So a platform like us will work for these very large customers and then clean up their data stuff, do the data quality, do the data science, AI part, and then do the data visualization also, and create the workflow. Create the workflow in a way that it will tell you what next action you have to take, and then possibly, if you will allow, they will take also. Or you can bring a human in loop, and then human will say, okay, yes, fine, go ahead, and then it will take the action.
We talk too much about AI, deep understanding of platform and all. So one last question in this podcast for you. So what happen when machine will think and take decision by themselves?
Yeah, so we are anyway coding that, correct? So we are saying agents will be talking to each other. But I think overall, uh, it should be controlled by the main programmer. What main programmer is writing the program, and it might go off also, which I'm not competent to say much. But it might go off because a software bug can create. But then you will have to destroy those kind of machines or robots.
Like a chitti.
Yeah, so I think destruction will be the only answer is. But that kind of problem will come more when robots will be there. Till it is programs and all that, it's not going to be that big a problem. You just unplug and servers will be off. But yeah, if somebody may release a bug in a large data center, then the losses to the companies will be very high.
One piece of advice from your side, like to young entrepreneur who want to start this platform like yours, like how they build it, like what should be the mindset, like how they will get funding or
No, so you will not get funding for our kind of a platform, to tell you frankly, especially in India, for maybe next 10-15 years more. So instead of creating a platform like us, utilize the platform like us and build your own organization. It can be done much faster. There's no point of putting this kind of a labor and all that. But yes, if you wanted to write new kind of platforms, then definitely, either you should not be married because the journey is very long. Writing platforms will take a lot of time. That's why I said, if you want to create a business creation on platforms is few months. but riding platforms will be decade story. So better is to go outside India and then take funding and then start it. Or in India also, like if you have the connections. So in India, most of the time I've seen that funding comes with a lot of connections. And if you're part of some group, then it is possible for you.
Avin sir, thank you so much for coming here and very insightful session from your side. Thank you so much. It's a great pleasure having you, sir. Thank you so much.